What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of my hip hop review. This is your boy Reg here, and the album that we are going to talk about today is KRS-One's second self-titled album, released in 1995 on Jive Records. Singles album was known for was only came out with 2 official singles, MCs Act Like They Don't Know, and Rappers Are in Danger. Producers include DJ Premier, Big French Productions, KRS-One, Nordy Kato, Showbiz, and Diamond D, both of DICC fame. And it has some guest appearances too. It has Fat Joe, Dexter T-Boo, Channel Live, Mad Lion, Das Effects, Rich Nice, Busta Rhymes. It's not credited, but you have people like MC Shan. Who would ever thought MC Shan on a KRS-One album? Grand West Theodore and DJ Kool Herc. But they said some shit like in the intro basically. So yeah. Alright, so the last album, technically the last album that I reviewed from KRS-One was Boogie Down Productions' Sex and Violence. But I talked about the Return to Boom Bap album. Just a little disclaimer. I talked about that album years back. I want to say 2014, 2015, one of them years and shit. So after the release of Sex and Violence, he retired the Boogie Down Productions name, and he just started doing stuff solo-wise and whatnot. And the first album that he had released was Return to Boom Bap. And in my personal opinion, Return to Boom Bap is the personal classic. It's a classic widely known, but that's like my favorite KRS-One album, solo-wise and shit. Because it's like with that album, he just went in on that album. He was like, it's not Boogie Down Productions. To put it bluntly, basically my homeboy Mobile 81, Stevens Music, he put it quite well. He basically said, Return to Boom Bap is sex and violence without the controversy. And that's a very dope comparison too, because sex and violence was like more on sex and violence was like more on like the political tip and whatnot. It was like more on the political tip basically. Whereas I'm sorry, I hate when my camera fucks up. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it was like sex and violence was like more on a political tip, to be exact. Whereas Return to Boom Bap was like more on like a lyrical, on wax tip. Yes, you do have Return to Boom Bap does have like as political songs. You know what I'm saying? Like Black Cop, Sound of the Police, and whatnot. But majority-wise, he was just on wax, being the best MC. That's what basically Return to Boom Bap was. You know what I'm saying? And just with that album alone, like, he just carried that whole album to himself, killed every beat. Like, just watch my review on that album. Just go and watch that review on the album. And, between 93, 95, he was just keeping himself busy. He was working a lot with, dancehall artist Mad Lion, which I heard his 1995 album and whatnot, because KRS-One did some production for Mad Lion after Mad Lion got his like record label and shit like that. What was the name? Hold on, I gotta read it. While I'm trying to figure out the name of the album, and also like around the time like '94, he formed like he had like his couple proteges that goes by the name of Channel Live and shit like that. And by the way, just before I get to Channel Live, The Real Lover and the Real Thing and the Real Lover album, respectively released in '94 and '95. Highly recommend if you love that dancehall sound and love KRS-One on the beats and shit. But yeah, back to Channel Live. Channel Live, they consist of MCs Tuffy and Hakeem. They appeared. I want to say like the Station Identification album came out before the self-titled album and whatnot. And Station Identification, that was a very dope album too. I need to get my hands on that album. It's not expensive though, but I need to get my hands on it for collecting purposes as for the album is dope. And so, you know, we was like getting them together and shit like that. So, with this album, originally, this album was supposed to have been called Hip Hop versus Rap and stuff like that. And there was, it was supposed to have been a much more longer album according to my sources, excuse me. But I think he redid the album and took some tracks out. The tracks that I could find, I'm gonna post on the YouTube description and shit like that. Yeah, man. You know, basically, you know, has some shout outs from people too, like, you know, hear people shouting out like Lord Finesse, Rakim, Method Man, and so on. Like I mentioned, MC Shan too. And I'm just gonna be blunt because I know a lot of people say that this is like his best solo album, and it's probably my second favorite solo album. Chris, to be real with you, I will also say that this is probably his most consistent album. Part of me also want to say I Got Next, but that part of me, and I'm gonna talk about I Got Next, I want to say sometime next month and shit like that. So there's a lot to be talking about with that album. So, the self-titled KRS-One album, yeah, I love KRS-One, but I never liked this album cover. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with everybody. Like, this is fucking zooming at the fucking eye and shit like that. I mean, I see what he was doing, but me, I just never personally liked it. I don't know about you. And what you're listening to now, that's playing in the background, is The Automatic with Fat Joe. Yeah, man, like, just got the fucking liner notes right here, you know, KRS-One chilling this shit. I fucking love this picture, you know, you got fucking KRS-One kind of like helping himself and shit. Very ill shit right there. And like again before, with Job Records, you know, if you like fill this out, you'll get some stuff from like your fan club, you got some clothing, merchandise and whatnot. Yeah, I wish certain MCs and certain artists would do shit like that again. It's just somewhat of like a thank you to the fans, but it is what it is. So yeah, man, 14 songs the album has. Let's get this shit started. Track number 1, Rappers Are in Danger. Yeah, that's a very, very dope track. Next to Sound of the Police and Step Into a World, I want to say like the 2 singles, MC Act Like They Don't Know Rappers Are in Danger, are possibly like his best known singles when it comes to fans and shit. I always love Rappers Are in Danger because, you know, it sets the whole fucking tone of the album. Like UMCs Are in Danger and shit like that. Real hip hop is rise. That's one thing I got from this fucking track and shit. Yeah, love the fucking beat. DJ Premier definitely did his thing on the fucking beat. Certain lines that I do love from him. It says like, Blastmaster Chris, I don't talk ish. Expend your consciousness and dismiss foolishness. No one is new to this or new to Chris. In hip hop's atomic structure, I'm the nucleus. Like, I fucking love the way he said that shit. Man, just fucking KRS-One at his braggadocio best. Him and Primo, I'm just gonna say this once and for all. Like, Primo is definitely top 3 best producers KRS-One worked with, you know. I want to say the other 2 would of course be Kenny Parker and Showbiz and shit. But him and DJ Premier together, like, Primo just had that steel up. He was about the best out of every artist he was working with around this time. And shit, you know, with Nas, Joe, Jay with the Damager, and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And of course, rest in peace to Drew, of course, I can't forget about him. Which I gotta, you know, we gotta finish talking about, you know, Gangstar's latter half, the discography, and I knew I got eventually talk about Guru's solo albums, some of his solo albums, but I want to actually get those in my collection before I talk about them debut solo albums. That should be said. But yeah, Rappers Are in Danger, very dope track. I love that track. Then track number 2, The Automatic. Very sick song. That song features him and Fat Joe. I have to keep it a buck with everybody. I don't know which one I would prefer between the both of the collaborations, this song or Bronx Tale off the Just One's Envy album. I want to say Happy Ones of Bronx Tale because I felt like KRS-One had the better verse off that album, Bronx Tale, whereas Fat Joe, he stole the show off The Automatic. And this was Fat Joe basically after Just One's Envy, you know, in my personal opinion, his best album, in my personal opinion. So yeah, very dope track. You know, certain lines that, you know, Joe said was, what is it? Like, oh, actually, excuse me. Yeah, he's basically at the outro. He's like, basically just shouting out, you know, talking about, you know, shouting out his crew and shouting like Kenny Parker, but I don't know, I just always like he stole the show. Like, KRS-One did this thing too, but yeah. And the Big French Productions, they made the beat to that fucking song and shit. Then track number 3, which is played in the background right now, is MC's Act Like They Don't Know. Another signature song from Blastmaster KRS-One. Oh, speaking of Kenny Parker, excuse me. Check out the Kenny Parker mix of Rappers Are in Danger. Whew, I love that shit, man. Whew. But yeah, back to MC's Act Like They Don't Know. DJ Premier returns yet again with this song and shit. Basically, it's talking about how MCs, they achieve this commercial success and whatnot, but what KRS-One is saying is that commercial success does not validate you if you have skills, and basically. And that's a very dope and controversial topic that's happening today and whatnot, because you have like a lot of these fucking rappers and stuff, you know, they have like all out of this commercial success, but they're not spitting that much bars in their fucking music and whatnot, you know. And, you know, a lot of fucking MCs like fucking Drake and whatnot. Then you, of course, you have this Lil Nas X and whatnot. With me personally, I have nothing really personally against Lil Nas X, but I'm just not a fan of that type of hip hop he's doing. I like his hustle, but not a fan of that type of that country hip hop and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and you know he's saying like he never won a Grammy, won't win a Tony. But I'm not the only MC keeping it real and shit like that, because it's you know it's crazy, you know, how, you know, he was just an advocate, you know, with certain MCs, especially with Public Enemy, you know, because he was a huge supporter of, you know, Public Enemy and whatnot. And so, and yo, and the beat that he made, that Primo made for Chris, definitely a top 25 Primo beat and whatnot. Like, 1995 is definitely one of my favorite years when it comes to DJ Premier's discography and stuff like that, you know. He was working a lot, he was doing work on the Group Home Living Proof album and whatnot. Yeah man, very cool track. And track number 4, Ah Yeah, which is playing in the background right now. Oh man, this is probably my favorite song. Oh, actually, a little slight correction, because the song actually has a couple of other singles. Ah Yeah was pretty much like an underground single because they did have a video for it. And according to research, Free Mio was a single too. And yeah, and that's another thing too, because I always prefer the album version of Ah Yeah better than the video version. But because the video version, one thing I always liked about KRS-One, he would have like certain mixes where he would just have like the drum loop playing, no beat, just the drum loop playing, just to highlight his fucking words and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I always liked about fucking Ah Yeah. I like the video version. The album version is dope too, because the piano and everything like that was really ill. And with this song, he's talking about, you know, certain histories, like some histories and whatnot. He's talking about conspiracies and shit. pretty much one of the more political songs off this album. And it originally appeared on the Pump Your Fist compilation. Basically, the first verse from him alone, man, he was saying some real shit. He said, "But when you say let's buck for revolution, then shut the fuck up, can't get with it. Down to start a riot in a minute. You hear somebody, ho, 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 you think I'm with it. What other MCs are talking about, I hope the dome was dope. I have the devil in the infrared stroke. Boom! That's calling my father a boy, and clap, clap, clap. That's for putting scars on my mother back. Boom! That's for calling my sister and a hoe. And for you, buck, 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 cause I don't give a motherfucker. Woo! My God! Then he said some shit like, every president we ever had lied. You know, I'm kind of glad Nixon died. Like, that's some real shit right there, because Nixon basically died in 1994. And, you know, for him to say some shit like that, my nigga, whoo! And with that line was kind of influential with Killer Mike, with Killer Mike and LP off the Run the Jewels, because Mike had a line on Reagan that said, "I'll leave you with 4 words, I'm glad Reagan died." Like, man, like, and I also got to talk about Run the Jewels sometime. I only got one of that album, but still, Run the Jewels definitely need to be discussed on this fucking channel. A lot of our MCs have been discussed on this channel and whatnot, but man, yeah, is definitely a favorite of mine and shit. Like, yeah, a lot of people like rappers are in danger, a lot of people like MC act like they don't know, but yeah, man, that's my fucking shit. Then we have, what's the next track? Reality, Reality. That's a very cool track right there and shit like that. With Reality, it's like rhymes equal actual life in the youth. Yeah, just, you know, KRS-One doing what he did best, you know, teaching the youth, and whatnot, you know, kind of very dope track. I like this shit. Yeah. Track number 6, Free Maria. Give me one quick second. By the way, Free Maria features Channel Live, by the way. Sorry about that. My throat was a little dry, but yeah, with Free Maria, that song features Channel Live. It's kind of a very interesting song, to be real, because for one thing, basically, for those who don't know who Mumia is, who he's referring to, Mumia is basically like Mumia Abdul-Jabbar was basically like activist and whatnot that was actually around this time he was arrested for political reasons and whatnot. And so I'm guessing when you're talking about Free Mumia, he's comparing. I'm guessing Mumia is like a comparison to hip hop in a way, because while it's a very confusing song, but bear with me. Basically, because the politics, you know, want to use Mumia as a bad example. They want to use Mumia basically as like a bad example and whatnot, for influencing the youth with its politics. The same way how a lot of activists at that time, like, you know, Cedar Lois Tucker, you know, I believe was talked about on this song too, was, you know, Cedar Lois Tucker was talking all this shit about how hip hop, you know, of course, like gangster rap was bad for the youth and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I've kind of like got from this fucking track. And so also with this track too, as much as I like, you know, Channel Live, as much as I like Channel Live and shit, I just felt like with this song, you know, they were kind of talking about like a girl while KRS-One was talking about some political shit. I don't know, it was just a very interesting kind of track, you know what I'm saying? So, Free Mumia, very interesting track, you know, not like not a bad song, which is far from a bad song. And shit, far from a bad song, but very interesting track, you know what I'm saying? And KRS-One, he actually made the beat for that song. Track number 7, Hold. Love this song. This is actually my second favorite song off of this album. It's a very original, interesting kind of song with this one because, and also KRS-One produces this song as well too. With this song, he's talking about how he's using the word he's using, hold, but the way he's using his wordplay, it could be talking about as hold as in holding something, whole as in holy head, whole like whole wide world, and so on and so on. Like let me work it out. Like, I'm thinking real hard about some money I can hold, but everybody I know is deep in the hole. A steady paying job is too hard for me to hold. I call around for work, but they putting me on hold. You get my drift? Like, the way he was flowing on that track, with the reggae-ish kind of track, you know what I'm saying? And it's not like a heavy reggae track as evidence on like Return of the Boom Bap and Texas Violence. It's kind of like a light kind of reggae track, you know what I'm saying? So that you can bop your head to. Very dope track. I love that track, Hold. Track number 8 you got is Wannabe MCs featuring Man Lion. This was, I think, the last song that DJ Premier produced for this track. My personal opinion, my least favorite DJ Premier track off this fucking album. That's my personal opinion and shit. Y'all feel free to disagree. But still a dope track, you know. Both KRS-One and Mad Lion, they do their thing on this fucking song and shit. And so with this track, you know, we talk about how MCs, synth MCs, you know, they close with MCs, but they're on that glitter, glimmer, glitz lifestyle and shit. So yeah, that's what I think I got from that track. Track number 9, Represent the Real, featured Das Effects. A little disclaimer, this song is also featured on Das Effects' Hold It Down album that was also released in 1995, which that album is possibly my personal favorite Das Effects album. They kind of went real boom bap for that fucking album and shit like that. A lot of fans don't like that album because it's not like the traditional Iggity sound from that stuff that people are used to, but me personally, I fuck with it. I feel like that album and the Straight from Suicide album, which is that's my second favorite album, that is their best works. I love that series too, don't get me wrong. That series is dope too, but those two albums were pretty good, and after Hold It Down, I kind of fell off of them, but that's another story for a different day, starting about that. But yeah, Represent the Real, very cool song and shit like that. Love that fucking beat. That was produced by Showbiz, Go Figure, like I said. You know, both KRS-One and Das Effects going back and forth, Scoop and Driz, shout out to them and whatnot. Yeah, man. Gotta show Das Effects some love, on this fucking channel and shit. Track number 10, we got is The Fucking Truth. Man. Oh, man, I love this track. It's not natural if it's not factual. No, wait, actually, I fucked that shit up. It's not natural if it goes against God. It's not factual who truth is not. That chorus went hard and shit. That chorus low-key reminds me of just harmony singing that was highly prevalent like in the ghetto music and the edutainment albums and shit like that. Which, speaking of edutainment, I'm gonna make a dope comparison to that once I finish reviewing this album. What are you talking about? He's talking about, you know, Christianity, just criticizing like the Bible and stuff like that. Yeah, man, very dope track on The Truth and stuff. I just fucking love the chorus on that track, you know what I'm saying? Definitely has a very The chorus definitely has like a very different feel. Something I'm not really used to hearing like on a lot of KRS-One solo albums, you know. Track number 11, Build Your Skills, featuring Busta Rhymes, you know what I'm saying? Busta Rhymes in the building. Yeah, man, you know, Busta Rhymes, you know, he's basically, you know, doing ad-libs and shit on the hook, you know. One of the strongest tracks off this album, in my opinion, because he's talking about how fucking MCs, they have, like, this stigma about them, how they talk about fake behavior, they fucking run their fucking mouth, they don't practice what they preach, basically, and shit, you know what I'm saying? Very dope track, I love this song, Build Your Skills. Everyone should know the Kool & the Gang sample that was used on this fucking track. Diamond D definitely did his thing on this fucking track too. Shout out to Diamond D of DITC fame. Track number 12, Alpha Fame. Again, another strong track from this album. Yeah, man, like this whole fucking album, not a bad track, man. Like fucking Alpha Fame. One thing I got from this track is talking about the art of graffiti, like graffiti art and whatnot. And you know, with this track alone too, with this track too, you know, he's giving you know, shout outs to like a lot of graffiti. He's giving shout outs to like a lot of graffiti artists, like you know, you have Mix 77, you have Fab Five Freddy. Yes, the same Fab Five Freddy that was on the host of TV Raps. He actually also collaborated with Debbie Harry, also from Blondie fame and whatnot. Which I gotta review the album I do have from her and shit like that. So I gotta review that sometime before the year ends. But yeah, out for fame. And KRS-One made the beat. That's probably the best beat he made for this album, in my opinion. And shit. So out for fame, very dope track. And yeah, the last two tracks, I want to say, definitely takes like a more conscious route. With Squash All Beef, self-explanatory, talking about, you know, how, you know, the children are listening to like a lot of these acts, and then they have all these fucking beefs with these acts, basically. And so they don't want, basically doesn't want beef to corrupt the kids. Basically. That's one thing I got from that track. So Squash All Beef, definitely a dope track. And last track, Health, Wealth, Self, excuse me. Another interesting track. It kind of picks off, in my opinion, where Higher Level left off from the Return to Boom Bap album, which is a very strong track from that album. And I want to say that's like my favorite track from that album. Because, you know, he's talking about how one should definitely be true to themselves, how they should take care of themselves and whatnot. Yeah, man, very dope track. I love that track alone. Yeah, man, very dope album. Like I said, very, 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 very dope album and shit like that. This is a very strong album. I'm not gonna argue with anybody that says, you know, it's his best solo album, because I can't get mad about that, because, you know, when it comes to KRS-One's discography, solo album wise, I want to also say that his first, I'll say 2, maybe 3 albums are my favorite album from him, like strong. And I do also like the Sneak Attack album. I know a lot of people have their issues with that album. And then after the Sneak Attack, it gets a little shaky for me, you know. A little shaky for me and shit, but yeah, man. And speaking of edutainment too, one thing I want to also say about this album, as you know, sex and violence and Return to Boom Bap subject matter was pretty close, you know. I want to say like this album was definitely something that is kind of like edutainment, but like a more mature edutainment, if that makes sense, because just a lot of the shit he was talking about, like with beefing and the conspiracies and whatnot, is highly prevalent on this fucking album too. To be real with you, very highly highlighted in this fucking album and shit like that. which is very interesting and whatnot. I believe this album is out of print, but it's not expensive. You can still find this album in stores. I mean, well, yeah, some stores you can still find it from where I stay at. It's not expensive at Amazon. So yeah, man. This is KRS-One with his second solo album. Love this album. Very, 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 very dope album. If you guys, love KRS-One, this is a must-have album for you. And just a little few announcements I want to make before I end this video. Okay, so when it comes to Boogie Down Productions, I'm gonna do a little special surprise for y'all. I'm gonna talk about Heather B's Taking Mine album sometime later on, either later on this month or early next month. This album, this review is coming soon. Originally, I wanted to talk about, D-Nice, Call Me D-Nice, but since I don't have that album in my collection at the moment, I still have this album, and, technically Heather B is a BDP affiliate, so, yeah, stay tuned on this shit right here. Still, going to do, like, the Public Enemy tribute show, where I'm going to talk about Terminator X value of the Jeeps album, and, Public Enemy's Greatest Misses album, which I recorded the album, but I had some sound issues with the video, and it was like a long video too, and I was kind of upset that I didn't want to do it. So, I also have a couple new shows I want to do, new segments I want to do and shit. I still haven't forgotten. I'm going to talk about reviewing stand-up comedy albums now. I'm going to start doing that next month, October. And, I'm also going to start, reviewing, talking about, like, certain beats within hip-hop and music, too. So, I don't know exactly when I'll do the beats show, but I know that the stand-up reviews are definitely going to come maybe, like, next month. So, yeah. And so, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this review. Thank you guys so much for watching this review and shit. Yeah, if y'all, like I said before, KRS-One, fucking self-titled 1995, and that's all the time I have for this review. Stay tuned for more. Make sure I click that subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram, RealReg1, Instagram, MC Reg Music. Follow me there. Twitter, RealReg1. Peace.